Hey, it's Brian and Jake with the Midnight Mechanic, and today we're going to show you how to replace the front door in your first generation Chevy Traverse, like our 2014 Chevy Traverse here. Now you may need to replace the door because you've been in an accident, and it's actually pretty easy to replace, but you also might need to repair your door in case you slip and fall out and the car runs you over. So it's actually really easy to replace this door. On a lot of older cars, the wire harness goes into the body and you have to go up under the dash and try to figure it out. This one here actually has the plug built into the door frame. So if you look right down here, the wire harness from the door goes all the way up into this plug here. And in order to get that, you clip it back like that and wiggle it out. It comes right out. Now once this is off, then all you have to do is unbolt your hinges right here. What we're probably going to do is we're going to unbolt from the door side right here. And then after that, we're going to come back and take these off so we can fix the damage that happened right down here. So the way this works is there's two 10mm bolts that hold the bracket into the door frame. So right down here is where this hinge bolts into the door frame. Up here, there's a pin that this sits down on top, and then there's a 10mm screw bolt that comes in from the bottom. Our ferrule was spinning in there, so what I did was I just smacked in a flathead screwdriver a little bit to give a little bit more pressure on there. Now I can remove that bolt. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove these two 10mm bolts in the bottom, and then this one bolt right here, and you can lift the door off of that pin. One of the things I wanted to show you is an easy way to bend metal back without doing any damage to it. When I fell out of the car and it went over me, when the door got bent back, let's say, the hinge needed to be pushed back in again. So rather than just smacking it with this and doing damage to the metal, I put this on the end of it because it's a softer surface and you don't get that hard impact. So you put one end on it and then you go ahead and you smack the other side with the hammer, and that way you're putting a softer impact on it, but it's the same amount of force. So when we did it, we went ahead, pulled the hinge off, pounded it back in there, and now it's sitting flush again. So now we can go ahead and we can start reinstalling the door. So now we're gonna go ahead and start putting the door back on. You can see the upper hinge right here. Right here is where that pin goes in. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring the door over, we're gonna set it on that pin right there, then we're gonna move it down and drop one of those lower bolts in. So Jake's gonna help me get that door on, and we're gonna go ahead and start getting it bolted down. Okay, so one of the things you need to make sure of is that the door actually has a little bit of adjustment in this hinge. So when you get it bolted up, make sure you align it with where the old one was. You can kind of see paint marks and kind of dirt marks where it was. Once you get it aligned, you can go ahead and tighten it down. Yep. So now the door's back on, everything's bolted down tight, everything is realigned. Now all we have to do is plug the plug back in and we can go ahead and start using the door again. It just plugs right in the way you took it off, and then you clip it up and snap it down. Now the whole door is all bolted up and ready to go. There you go, super easy to do. It took us maybe 15 minutes to take it off, bend the hinge back and put it back on again. No wiring up under the dash, it's just that one plug in the door jamb. Really easy. It's one of the easiest doors I've ever had to take off a car, so it's really cool. Unfortunately, this car is going to be sold soon, so we needed to fix it up for the next owner, so that's why we went ahead and did that. A couple more things we're going to need to do on it. Obviously, we're going to clean it up, but this thing's almost ready to go. So you won't be seeing it on any more of our channels, but it's also a Traverse, so it's probably not something fun you'd like to see here anyway. Is there anything else you'd like to learn about? Don't forget to tell us about it. Follow us on our social media, and we'll see you guys next time.
For my '99 Ranger.